On the Monday morning after the 4th of July, I have just 2 words for adult fireworks guy. Grow up. I actually have many more words for adult fireworks guy. But first, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the fellowship. My name is Adam Aloe Vera Hawk. He is Ryan, the Earthquake Engle. If you are watching on YouTube, you actually just saw my iPod broadcast partner light up a Hestia. I'm checking my Casio digital gold watch. 6:38 in the morning. Got some nicotine going over there.
Big nicotine guy.
Are you?
Yeah.
You're 44 years old.
Yeah.
Most people get hooked around 14 or 15.
It's a funny take. I've actually been using your take quite a bit.
What is the take?
That most people don't get addicted to nicotine at 44 years old.
Right.
It's a funny take. Remember that one time we were in here and one of our neighbors walked in. We were having some type of meeting and he saw basically what I like to call a bum cig, where there's kind of a Larry in the ashtray, but there's a little left, one that a bum would want.
Sure.
And he looked at it, he's like, oh man, I really feel like smoking now. You guys got any cigs? And we're like, no, but there's like a half smoking one in here. And I was like, we ain't going to judge you, dog. And he's like, fuck. He just sat down and took it. And then I was like, man, you're addicted, huh? This is before me, right? Got addicted. And he's all, oh man, yeah, it's hard to stop, you know? And I was just like, yeah, I don't really understand the addiction thing, you know? Like I can go like, you know, without it and this and that. And he's like, don't you smoke cigars? And I was like, yeah, but I don't inhale them and stuff. And he's like, dude, cigars have like 300% more nicotine in them than cigarettes. And I was like, but I'm not inhaling. He's like, dude, it's like chewing tobacco. You're like, it's in your mouth, it's on it. You don't even realize you're getting nicotine when you're doing it. And so, long story longer, I've been a nicotine guy a lot longer than just recently.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but now carries a pack of cigs around.
Well, you know, shout out to the Hestia guys. They did what no one thought could be done. And they brought craft cigarettes to the market where it's just pure naked tobacco. And you love to smoke it.
Yeah. Well, you really love to smoke it.
Well, I mean, coffee and a dart on a podcast. What else would I do to put up with you?
Yeah, and it's a great way to start the morning, or at least it was for me back in the day, but I have put that in the rearview mirror. It's very tempting watching you smoke cigarettes in the office every day, but I'm glad that you are enjoying it. So here we are, iPod broadcast. It's something that we do every Monday, except last Monday, the rare Monday that we missed. And that was on the heels of taping out the previous Monday show because I had to miss that one as well. Folks, I have been very out of pocket lately.
I'm surprised you're here.
Are you?
Yeah.
Why?
Folks, in TV land, give a big, warm round of applause for the birthday boy, Adam Hawk, right here. It's his birthday. I texted him this weekend. I said, stay home. It's your birthday. Go do something fun. No, I got to work. I need this. I got to get there and work. And, you know, it's good for me to work, you know, and I'm not a birthday guy anyway. But I'll leave early so I can get home in time for P's birthday, his daughter, Penelope. And I go, in my mind, I didn't text you, but I'll tell you now what I was thinking. I was like, I forgot that you guys share a birthday. She's not in school right now, right?
No, most kids are not in school in July.
Right, summer.
Yeah.
And like this birthday always lands on summer, right?
Yeah, it's this weird thing where
so she's just home alone on her birthday and dad's at work?
It's this weird thing every year. July is in the summer, yes.
Yeah, and so you choose to be here with me instead of your daughter on your birthday?
It's Monday of a work week.
Well, better be a good show, huh, guys? Mina, I hope you enjoy it. Big shout out to Mina. I hope you guys are doing something fun today. Yeah. Prayers for Penelope.
My daughter turns 9 today. Her and I share the same birthday. She was born on my 29th birthday. I am not a big birthday guy. It is the Monday of a work week, so here I am.
Clearly, he's not a big birthday guy because he would rather work than see his daughter on her birthday. You know?
I'd rather provide than not provide.
I don't think we get paid for. Well, I guess we do get like tens of dollars from this podcast.
Well,
I'll give you $20 to go home.
That pales in comparison to the paycheck I am pulling from my other 9-to-5 job.
Big shout out to the SCGA.
Yes, big shout out to the SCGA.
You love to get paid. You love to pay it.
Yeah, and we work on Mondays. Now, the SCGA, and I hope I'm not giving too much information away, does allow employees to take their birthdays off.
And of course, Adam Hawk declines.
Because that is the most new age policy I've ever heard in my life. Do you think our dads were being offered?
I love how company card guy who just like gets the shooter guns down the hotel hallway, walking to his room, is all of a sudden like, oh, these policies that these corporations give us, but let me go get us some dinner with this card downstairs.
I don't see how one relates to the other.
That's just, kind of cherry picking. It's a little bit of a cherry pick, But hey, you're here. Glad you're here. It's going to be a great show. Or we let the viewers decide on that later.
Yeah, speaking of viewers, we are on YouTube now. We're actually recording some video for this, and I've already noticed that you have played to the camera a couple of times, which is actually a good thing because...
Aren't I supposed to?
And it's fine that you do, and I'm happy that you are, because you are now realizing that we're doing a show for an audience instead of each other. And so if you rewind 2 minutes, when you referred to my daughter as P, you stopped, looked at the camera and said, that's Adam's daughter, Penelope. I have been dying for you to bring the listeners in on your lingo and inside jokes and offhanded comments for 2 years now. All I got to do is turn on a camera and you understand that there are people that need to be brought into the things that you're saying. So I love it. I'm already happy that we're doing this video.
I'm a showman.
Yeah, we know.
Showmaning.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Is that what they call you?
Yeah, that's what they call me.
I am happy to be here today. We celebrated yesterday. We went out and played mini golf at Camelot. You ever been to Camelot right off the 91?
I saw.
What do you mean you saw?
I do this thing when I know that I'm winning family time. I check your location, and I zoomed into the concrete jungle of Anaheim, and I was like, whoa, that mini golf has like a lot of ponds and shit. And I was like, is there water slides in there? I did a little research on the beach there, and I was like, this guy dragged his family to a hot ass fucking mini golf thing because it's what he wanted to do.
My daughter requested that we went and play mini golf.
I'm just kidding. I actually was like, oh, he's somewhere, because most of the time I look and I was like, you're nowhere, and I'm like, come on, dude. And I saw that and I was like, good for you, Adam. I want to honestly tell you, I was stoked to see you guys at a cool spot.
Okay, and I want to honestly tell you that as bad as I want to start this show, because I wrote a lot of notes last night.
Oh, did you?
That I can't go anywhere.
I got to prep the show. I got to set the show. I got to edit the show.
I can't go anywhere with this show until you explain to me what winning family time means.
Well, it's hard to explain.
No, it's not. You think that you and I are in a competition.
I don't think we're in a competition.
You just said that.
I just am noticing that I'm winning. I'm not competing, but I did notice that I'm winning.
What did you do for the 4th of July?
I'll tell you this. Used to, up until this weekend, big anti 4th of July guy.
Oh.
Now, not on the premise of this great country, this great, just, what do you call it? What's that?
America?
No, well, yeah, obviously it's
the
America.
USA.
It's the great experiment, right? The melting pot, the freedom, the beauty of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, and celebrating that. Love that. I think our flag's the coolest looking flag. There's a lot to love.
Is it the coolest looking flag?
It is the coolest looking flag. You just got to look. The more you look at it, you're like, fuck, that thing's strong. It's a strong one, dude.
I really like Japan's flag.
Just one red circle?
Pretty simple, but I really like it.
God, dude. Okay, cool.
I also love Canada's flag.
Yeah, Japan's flag was better when it was like the rising sun one, where it had like the shoots off it. But then, like, you have an emperor, god leader that does bad things. You get change the flag.
I also like Mexico's flag.
Mexico's flag?
Snake and an eagle having a battle.
Red and green just don't go together. What is this, fucking Christmas? The stars of all the states. The blue, the red and white candy cane stripes. Strong flag. Anyways, back to my point. The neighborhood bullshit, and for the most part, it's because the city of San Juan always puts this like C grade fucking fair right across the street from our house in the soccer fields. So our neighborhood's a nightmare. Can't park in front of your own house. Like until 10 p.m. you hear and the all night long, and you get a bunch of carnies and a bunch of weirdos there, and then you go over there, you're like, all right, honey, yeah, I told you we'd go check it out. And you go over there, it's more expensive than Disneyland. It's an absolute joke. Well, because the city of San Juan decided to spend $6.8 million on a skate park across the street from our house, I think they ran out of money for the fucking fair this year. And by golly, was it a different look for our whole deal. And we had a great weekend, and we would have had, for the most part, we would have done the same things, but having that taken away put it up a notch.
Not having the fair
across the street from the house. And so that really set us up for success, which was great. And we had a wonderful weekend. How was your guys' 4th? What'd you guys do?
You know what they call that in the business? Addition by subtraction.
We added a lot.
Okay.
Or at least it added a lot to me. The other thing, our neighbor down the street, he's like used to be a gangbanger. Now he's on the straight and narrow. Great dude. But he's always has these big parties, and they just had a newborn, and usually they're firework guy in the street, and the party spills over and it's just super loud and obnoxious, and I think the new baby, we got a little bit of a addition by subtraction there too, which was nice, Yeah. The coolest part about us is like where we are at in that neighborhood, and I guess it's the blessing and the curse of having the city right across not the city, but their community center right across the street, is the San Juan fireworks show is across the street from our house. Literally, the fireworks go off over our house. And so we all go to the Dunlaps, which is right up the street for us, but we race home 5 minutes before 9 to make sure we're like with the dogs, because the dogs lose their marbles because the fireworks are so close. The house shakes, And but what was rad is we get home, we got Coco, Arnie, and Palmer, and we're on our couch looking out the window of our living room watching the fireworks show from our couch.
That's very cool.
It's pretty cool. So there's some good and the bad with having that across the street. Taking the fair away was big for your guy here.
I like that.
Really big for your guy.
Great.
So what did you guys do? Run me through it.
Yeah.
Let's go through the itinerary.
Well, I woke up, and you're not going to believe this. I went to the beach.
What beach?
I went to Fullerton Beach. You want to see a picture? Here's Fullerton Beach, and this will not be good for the viewing or listening audience, but you can describe everything you see in this photo of me at Fullerton Beach. Go ahead, paint the picture. Paint it.
Wow.
Theater of the mind, paint the picture.
So your kids, who out of their mouth, not yours, told me they love the beach. You dragged them out into the front yard with a kiddie pool and hose water and parked them in there and sat there with some cut-off sleeves and a Coors Light. And I continued to win.
Family time.
Family time. The family time champion of this this partnership.
Yes, I went to Fullerton Beach, which is my front yard. Kiddie pool, dead grass, hose water, threw the kids in there, and then I just sat right next to the kiddie pool with my feet in. And yeah, I was down in some Coors Lights, which we'll get to in just a second. But what I really love about kids is that kiddie pool situation in the front yard felt like the Taj Mahal pool scene to them. Kids are so
You don't
easily
know that.
impressed. I do know that.
No, you don't.
All right. Well, what are the expressions on their faces right there?
Answer me this. Would they have had more fun there or more fun at the beach with 12 other families and kids running around everywhere at the real beach?
I will not answer that. I got incredibly sunburned because I went with the sleeveless tank, as you saw in the photo. Cigarette number 2 being lit right now. Nice. Very sunburned. Went with the sleeveless tank. I buy my T-shirts from the gas station. They're called Pro Clubs. And then 1 out of every 5 shirts I take the sleeves off of.
Never seen it.
Well, why would you?
I don't go to Fullerton Beach.
Yeah, you should, though.
No, I shouldn't.
It's nice. I paid dearly for it. I am sunburned all over the place, covered in aloe vera. I have a confession to make, and I stepped on the confession just a second ago, but Coors Light, I'm into it.
Good. More Miller for me, bud.
Miller Lite is still the gold standard of domestic light beers. It's got the best name, the best spelling of the word light, the best can design, the best taste, the best everything. But Coors Light is alcoholic water. It's like cracking a can of straight water. We've done taste tests on this show before. I had you try to spot the difference between Coke Zero and Diet Coke, and I'm telling you right now that if I put a blindfold on you and
No.
I had a bottle of Aquafina and a can of Coors Light,
Yeah.
there's
maybe.
not, you would not be able to tell the difference.
Coors Light is, if they distilled it for one more second, it'd be a fucking seltzer. It's barely beer. It tastes like stale apple juice with bubbles.
Barely beer
It's barely beer.
is a great tagline.
Barely beer. Now it's better than Bud Light for sure. But not to throw too much shade at Coors. Coors Heavy,
The banquet beer,
tan cans.
sure.
Tan cans actually taste like beer. Coors Light. That's what you drink when you're 18 and you don't know any better. And then you see grown-ups with Coors Lights and you go, "Oh, you're still spiking your hair and wearing cargo shorts." Coors Light is the spiky hair cargo shorts of fucking men drinking beer. It's not good. Just because it's your ritual doesn't mean it's good. No one can die on the hill saying, "No, Coors Light is better." It's like, "No, I just like it. I've never changed. I never grew up." That's the correct answer.
Okay, and that's fair. And I'm not saying Coors Light is better, and I'm not dying on any hill. But
I'm not saying you are. I'm taking a shot at the Coors Light. I'm the take guy, dude. I'm just giving a take.
I remember playing adult slow pitch softball back in Los Angeles in 2011, 2012, 2013. We'd play in the summer. It was hotter than the 7th layer of hell.
Oh, sounds racist.
What's racist about playing softball in the summer?
Well, if you did it now in Los Angeles, you'd probably be a racist because, like, oh, look at all these white guys playing softball.
What?
I'm just kidding.
Yeah. You want that take back, Mr. Take Guy?
No, I'm just taking a shot at all the whiny people in Los Angeles.
Okay. Well, afterwards, we would go to a bar that sponsored us, and we would just smoke bucket after bucket of Coors Light. Coors Light serves a purpose. It is not the best beer, but it is the most hydrating and refreshing and chuggable. And I went a decade without Coors Light, and then I started on them again on Wednesday nights after tennis, because I'm playing tennis on Wednesday nights. And I do this thing where once I play my last point right around 9 p.m., I will text my wife from the tennis court. I live about 10 minutes away, and I will ask her to move 2 Coors Lights from the fridge to the freezer. So when I get home, about 10 minutes later, I pull 2 Coolies from the freezer, and they are brain freeze cold. And I just delete them. Instantly delete them. I can drink 24 ounces of Coors Light in negative 10 seconds.
Coors Light is Michelob Ultra with better branding.
I can live with that.
Yeah.
That was my 4th of July beer. out at Fullerton Beach. And I'm not ashamed to say it. I'm confessing it, but I'm not apologizing for it. On a podcast that loves Miller Lite and a brand that has grown up.
Well,
on
Miller Lite has less calories, so it's actually better, more hydrating than Coors Light.
It's not about the calories for
scientifically
me.
speaking.
It's just the fact that it tastes like water in a can.
Okay. So you like no taste?
There are times where it's super hot out, or you've just done something physical where you're just trying to get it down as fast as possible.
Well, I mean, it makes sense, to want a tasteless beer at, quite frankly, a tasteless beach.
Did you go to the beach this weekend?
If the glove don't fit, you must have quit.
Okay, you're all over the place. Did you go to the beach this weekend?
Yes, I did.
Did you enjoy it?
We had a ball. There was a moment on Friday where I just kind of made a toast to everyone we were kind of around. We are so blessed, and I'm so grateful. Like our core community.
If you started the toast on Friday, did it end on Saturday or Sunday?
What do you mean?
Long-winded guy.
Okay. You're asking me a question. I'm fucking filling you in, dude.
No, I'm not talking about the question that you're answering. I'm talking about the fact that if you were to make a public toast.
I made it. It was nice, short, and sweet. I just told everyone how grateful I am that we have such a dense community of families that do things together. And you know how sometimes you have a group of friends and there's like a couple weirdos in the group that there's certain things you can't invite them to or whatever because they're just a little loose in the caboose. You know what I'm saying? It's just like everyone there. It's just everyone just gets it. All the kids are playing. We're all just like-minded, and we're just looking at it, and we're constantly going, "Wow, man, this is so awesome. We just love this, and we're so blessed to be here." And it's just we're just blessed to have each other, And I think it's rare that you have these you have that many people that do that much stuff together. You know what I'm saying? It's I feel like, because I see it with a lot of other core groups of friends, that there's not, maybe there's some there's the boys, like a little offshoot of this core group of friends, and they're tight and whatever. But we have this tight group, and it's a bunch of families, and it's just it's incredible, to be honest with you. And this weekend was just from start to finish. We all did all this stuff together, and the kids just had a ball, and it was probably the best 4th of July that I can remember having.
Nice.
Collectively, not just Friday. I'm talking about the whole weekend.
The whole weekend.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it's a beautiful thing. Really grateful.
I have a love-hate relationship with the 4th of July. I love the day and the day off and some of the pageantry, although some of
So you do love a day off?
Sure.
But not for your daughter.
Did that cig go out?
It did, for that long-winded toast. That's the callback, folks.
Yes.
We're broadcasters. Didn't know if you noticed that.
Love-hate relationship with the 4th of July. And the hate part comes with hating adult fireworks guy.
Dude. Look, sometimes when some of them are going off, right, it's like, oh, I remember those. Those are cool. Yeah. Or whatever. And then you look at the guy and you're you just do this Hollywood movie, just rewind of him driving up to Santa Ana and fucking loading him up and just getting ready and just full pyro dork,
yeah.
Leading up to it. And then he's out there and he just kind of looks, he looks like a Neanderthal that just fucking discovered fire,
Yeah.
He's just got this look in his eyes where you're this guy, if he had too many Coors Lights right now, he could get arrested.
I don't think you can have enough Coors Lights.
Firework guy is 110% Coors Light guy.
Yeah, but I don't think anyone in the history of the world's had enough Coors Light to actually feel drunk.
I think we got to shoot live right now at we have a colleague over. He's taking interviews on the water in Arizona.
I want the audience to know that you can love fireworks, which I do, but hate adult fireworks guy. I love a good city-sanctioned show or fireworks at a major league park after a baseball game.
Yeah, it's like a cigarette break. Everyone stands there together in unison and looks up
Yeah.
and enjoys it together instead of watching fucking Coors Light guy make a mess on your street and then the random fucking, oh, I got a mortar this year. It's like, great, dude. You spent $400 and it's still not as good as the thing we're waiting for till 9 p.m. Can we just wait? Can we just wait till 9 p.m.?
Right. And then just do it in that 15-minute window.
Yeah.
I mean, call me a wet blanket, but I really don't understand how fireworks are legal in California.
No, they're legal. They're not legal in California. They are, some cities have different laws where you can buy them. Like San Juan, it's illegal. Dana Point, it's illegal. San Clemente, it's illegal. Santa Ana, it's legal. But the state, you have to get like a permit to fucking light them.
I don't understand how they're allowed.
Oh, like in general?
At all in California, because again, not to bring the show down, didn't 2 neighborhoods in Los Angeles just burn down to the chimneys 6 months ago? And I get that didn't happen from fireworks, but it definitely happened from embers being up in the sky, blowing around in the wind. And it just seems odd that collectively we all grieved and mourned and raised money for tens of thousands of houses.
I think you're right. You know what? I blame Gavin Newsom, dude.
Okay. That's not where I wanted to go.
What a chotch. What an absolute chotch that guy is.
This is the state of wildfires and accidental fires and fire bugs being lit by people who live under overpasses. And then we just light them off nonstop. And that's the thing with fireworks guy is he starts on July 1st and he doesn't end till July 10th. Fireworks guy, the 4th of July is like his Wednesday. It's his hump day for this whole thing.
Yeah, the residual shit, those people need to die.
Yeah.
Residual firework guy, I'm going to save this for Tuesday night. Fuck you, dude. Dude, take your Coors Lights, crush them, and go to the can recycling center and save your money for your little Santa Ana stand for next year, I guess, pal.
I don't want to generalize here, but adults fireworks guy is very likely someone that hates that this country of theirs buys any sort of goods from China.
Well, I want to tell you.
Hold on.
Okay.
99%, and I looked it up last night.
99. In Hawaii, we say 99, never mind.
99% of illegal fireworks are manufactured in China. And again, don't want to generalize, but adults fireworks guy probably has complained many times about the cost of living being too high, but somehow he's got $5,000 worth of black powder and sulfur to shoot up in the sky. So you give your money to China, then you light that Chinese product on fire, and then you complain that you don't have enough money for groceries. What a weird way to celebrate America.
I mean, are you really that surprised?
Well, no, because nothing says freedom to me like a nonstop symphony of explosions, dogs barking, and car alarms going off.
Nothing says fireworks guy more to me than dude who refuses to try a different beer from age 18 on, and he sticks with Coors Light for the rest of his life.
You are sticking with that take more than that guy's sticking with Coors
I got lots
Light.
of Coors Light's takes. I think Coors Light is an awful beer, and I think it's hilarious how so many people in Southern California think it's good. It's hilarious. It's so bad.
I'm not here defending it.
I'm not. I know you're
saying
not.
it has a place.
Can you just let me look? I'm cooking over here, dude.
Are
Stay
you?
out of my kitchen.
Okay. I used to, personally myself, go to an Indian reservation every single year in Washington State. And
is that the correct term?
Indian reservation? I believe so. If it's not, I apologize, but
I'm just checking your privilege, dude.
Oh, okay. Thank you for checking my privilege. Signed, guy who still hangs out with all his high school friends in the
when
South
this episode's
OC
done,
bubble.
when this episode's over, I'm share texting this to Scott Young, my barber. He's gonna love this episode.
What is a share text?
You like go to the little share thing, and it's like, how do you want to share it? SMS, text to share.
Oh, text share. Okay.
You love to see it.
Yeah.
You love to text it. You love to open the text it.
I used to go to this Indian reservation in Washington State when I lived up there. They've got this massive grass field with hundreds of vendors, and they still do. It's legendary. It's called Boom City. Everyone goes there in the Pacific Northwest. You could buy mortars and Roman candles and M80s and bottle rockets and cherry bombs. It was awesome. But you know what happened? One day back in 2017, I turned 30. I grew up. My brain developed to a new point of maturity, and all of a sudden lighting fuses to blow things up just wasn't something I was interested anymore.
Right.
Have you ever seen a grown man lighting ants on fire with a magnifying glass?
No, but I've seen a grown man plop his kids in hose water in an inflatable pool in front of his house and suck down Coors Lights. I'm glad you grew up.
You do not see that grown man lighting ants on fire with a magnifying glass, because you age out of things. You age out of Jaeger bombs, you age out of mosh pits, and hopefully one day you age out of being the adult that still lights fireworks off in the neighborhood. Fireworks guy is like motorcycle guy, the guy that drives way too fast through the neighborhood revving his engine.
Or when he goes under the underpass, he hits the clutch. You're just like, dude, you're such a fucking dork, dude. Nice leather jacket.
But these people are just so inherently selfish.
They're all the same guy.
Same guy.
Selfish guy.
Let's talk about golf, because I feel obligated to talk about golf. I feel obligated to talk about
Wow, isn't
golf.
it crazy how golf has all of a sudden become an anchor on the show?
It's dragging
Take it away, buddy.
It's dragging us down.
Dragging us down. Let's talk about some golf. All right. Mina and every other smart person that listens to this awful podcast, go ahead and hit that 15 seconds forward button as many times as you want, because we're going to talk about golf.
I don't even know if we can spend 15 seconds on it.
I got a take.
Wait. Can I just set up the topic?
Look, end of story, dude.
All right. So golf, which I just mentioned I feel obligated to talk about, is just not doing it for me. I haven't played since Rams Hill, which was a month ago in early June. And the odd thing is I don't really want to play. I'm not jonesing for the game, because when I play right now, as has been the case all year long, I suck. Started out this year as a 11, and now I'm at a 13.6. But I've never really based how much fun I have off of how I'm doing. But it does kind of suck to just suck. And
can't help it if you suck.
Beyond that, I just can't find the time to play. And then when it comes to watching it on the telly box, I'm only watching the majors, and then all the ancillary stuff like Full Swing is garbage. I don't know if you've watched this show Stick on Apple TV Plus with Owen Wilson. Could possibly be the worst show that's ever been put on the small screen.
Especially about golf, right?
Yeah. It's horrible. And then we're about to live through the Happy Gilmore 2 nightmare. And let's just go on record right now. It is Monday, July 7th. This sequel comes out, streams on Netflix in a couple of weeks. And you know what the scene is going to look like for a week or two after that. Instagram is going to be flooded with everyone's favorite clips from Happy Gilmore, tagging all the influencers that I'm sure that they put in that movie. And everyone is going to perpetuate the lie that this garbage product is somehow good. And I just can't wait to be proven right when that movie comes out and everyone talks about how great it is, when you objectively know it's a pile of rocks.
Well, remember, the original was actually in movie theaters.
Yes.
It was actually a real movie. Straight to Netflix.
Netflix?
That's like straight to video. Same.
Okay. Yeah.
Didn't make it.
Right.
Didn't make the big screen. Feel bad for Adam Sandler, actually, to be honest.
I don't.
I think he got suckered into doing it. Pressured into doing it. And everything now that comes out is some redo of something else. There's no new ideas.
Well, beyond this being a retread they're also just recycling all of the same jokes. If you watch the trailer, they just do the same jokes from the 1995 vehicle because they're trying to rope you back in.
We should make a T-shirt. Shouldn't have been standing there.
Yeah.
Upside down.
Yeah.
In an arc.
Right.
That'd be cool.
I'm not playing golf. I'm not jonesing for golf, and I'm not liking any of the golf content that I'm seeing right now. And I don't mean to be negative. I just mean to be completely honest that this thing that I love and this game that not only provides me this outlet that I've appreciated for so long, but it quite literally pays the bills in my house. I do work in golf a couple of different ways. I'm just not feeling it right now. What is your current state and relationship with the game of golf? Can you lift my spirits at all?
Yeah, same.
I don't know what same is for you.
Love the game. Gonna keep playing it. Passionate about the things I try to illuminate in this game. So it's all the same for me. But, in your defense, you weren't really much of a golfer to begin with. So
what do you mean by that?
We can talk about it another time.
Well, there are microphones right now, and we're talking right now. And you said to me earlier,
I don't want to bring your spirits down any further than they need to be.
You said to me,
you could be a 16 by Christmas if I keep going.
Hey, your handicap can't go up if you don't play.
That's true. You might as well hold on to that.
Yeah. I'm going back to Seattle in August. I'll probably play with my family up there. Have a good time slapping it around. You just played at Victoria Country Club with Jared Deanda and Cousin Clubs.
God, we had a great day. The weather was incredible. Somehow, God blessed me with an ocean breeze in Riverside in the summer, and I loved it.
Yeah.
Even Jared, we were on the first tee. I was like, how's this wind? It's coming from the east, and it's cold. Loved it.
Yeah, good. Yeah,
good day. That course is so fun. The finishing holes there, going par 5, par 5, par 3, par 5, par 5. I forgot that was the case because I'm not a scorecard watcher. And a couple of the par 5s from the tee box, I've only played that place one other time. I was just assuming it was a long par 4. And then you get up there and you're like, oh shit, I got some. And I was like, this is a par 5? Club's like, yeah, dude. And I was like, oh shit. And then 2 holes later, this is another par 5, huh? Son of a bitch. This is had I remembered that these finishing holes, I probably would have been a little more excited going into them. You know what I mean? So I definitely am going to bank that in the old memory books and bring that to the next time I play that place.
Bank that in the old memory books.
Yeah. That's what I need to do.
Okay.
Yep. Okay.
You want to hear something funny?
Sure.
It's not that funny to me.
It
but
probably isn't.
I had a lot of notes on their computer.
And you're done with it?
I forgot to charge their computer.
Love it.
And now.
Oh, I love it. This is great. Everybody just focus on Hawk's awkwardness right now.
Well, we're doing this show from a place that we haven't done it from before, and there are no chargers around here.
Oh, there is. You just weren't prepared for that. Go on.
Okay. So I'm going to try to remember the things that I wanted to talk about. So I went to Seattle last week, and I went there on very, very serious family business. And if you know why I went to Seattle, I want to say thank you so much for all the support, the prayers, the thoughts, checking in, you yourself, one of those people. And if you don't know why I went, I might get into it more at a later date. But very briefly, my dad is going through some very serious health stuff, and he's okay right now. And that was not really something that we saw being a possibility just a couple of weeks ago. So he has turned a corner that we didn't think he was going to turn. We're not out of the woods yet, but there is hope, and I thank God for that hope. But I did have to get on an airplane, and what happens when you get on an airplane and you have a podcast? You come back with airplane takes. And you and I have done some airplane takes before, and I don't have any real retreads of things we've talked about before, but here's my new one. I have flown from Southern California to Seattle and back more times than I can count. It is a 2-hour and 45-minute flight. In my mind, it should be against the law from the FAA for anyone to use the restroom on a sub 3-hour flight. There is no reason.
Unless you have atomic diarrhea.
Okay, fine.
You know why people are using the bathroom on a 2-hour 45-minute flight?
Why?
Is because they get to the airport after check-in, and everyone has this thing. I got to get there 3 hours early, and everyone gets through security, and then they have like an hour and 45 minutes to kill on this godforsaken fucking airport terminal. Oh shit! I didn't eat breakfast. Haven't had Burger King in a while. Let me try one of these croissant sandwiches for breakfast.
Yeah.
And then they eat it. They sit down on the plane. They get the emergency fucking instructions and stuff. They buckle up and instantly just go in their tummy, dude. And they go, "Oh fuck, here it comes, dude."
Yeah.
And they just wait for that boom, straight to the fucking bathroom, just blowing out Burger King. That's why people use the airplane on short flights, is because they had Burger King for the first time in decades.
Okay, that could be definitely a scenario for two or three
or too
people.
many Bloody Marys at the, it's either Bloody Mary guy or Burger King guy.
Here's what it is. And again, your scenario works for a handful of people, but no less than 60 people got up and used the bathroom on this flight. And I think people are just so inherently bored that they just want to change the scenery. They want to get up, they want to stretch their legs. And really all there is to do on an airplane besides stare at the back of the headrest is get up and go use the bathroom. But my issue with it is, be an adult, just sit down and hold it. Because I'm back there in row 34, the last row. I might as well be sitting in the toilet, and these people might as well be crapping on my head. My soundtrack for the entire flight was airplane toilet flush.
Yeah.
And when they opened that stupid tri-fold partition door, all that wafts out is the smell of airplane bathroom, which is the equivalent of a McDonald's sewer fart. So my eyebrows are singeing off, my nostrils are burning, and all I'm hearing is that toilet flush over and over again. And these people have no issue just standing in the aisle, 3 or 4 deep, waiting for the other idiot to get done. And when I'm there on the aisle of row 34, I'm either getting denim crank to the face or denim butt to the face.
Yeah.
And it was just a miserable 2-hour and 45-minute flight.
The good thing about those short flights is that you more often than not avoid hot airplane food. So like the service is cold snacks, which is nice. Cold snacks don't smell like anything.
Yep.
But when you're on a longer flight and all of a sudden it's like, here comes the hot airplane food. By the way, you know where they prepare that hot airplane food? Right next to said bathroom that you were just talking about.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
yeah, there's nothing quite like stinking up a aluminum tube full of fucking hot airplane food. It's like, why are my eyes watering? I didn't have allergies when I got on this plane. Oh, it's the fucking lasagna they're serving right now with like a shitty warmed bun.
Yes. Airplane take.
Here's some ice cold butter to spread on it and get pissed when it doesn't fucking work. You know? Golly.
Airplane take number 2. So I have often contended, and you agreed with me, that you should not be allowed to carry on luggage. Everything should go underneath the plane.
Yeah, what are you doing?
Yeah, because
unless you need like an insulin pack or something, just fucking stop.
We won't rehash it. It's always funny when people say, I want my bag on the airplane. Well, my bag's on the airplane too. It's just down below.
Yeah.
Oh, they're going to lose it. No, they're not. That's happened to you once in 30 years.
If you're not traveling with a kid, I shame you with your carry-on luggage.
Yes. So here's the deal. Because I know I'm never going to win that, everyone that checks their bag should be allowed to deplane first. And I thought about that as I was sitting in row 34 with absolutely nothing to get out of the overhead bin and waiting 20 minutes to get off because every Tom, Dick, and Harry is doing their song and dance, getting their dumb luggage down that they never went into in the first place and didn't need to carry on. And the reason it takes 25 minutes to get off an airplane is because people don't check their bag. So they should say, if anyone decided to be an adult and put their luggage under the plane, you may now get off the airplane. You like that take?
Yeah. Why do we let the people in the front of the plane go on first?
Oh, right.
Makes no sense
Sure.
at all. You want to speed the process up,
Board back to front.
back to front, then you can walk back there, you can put your bag up, slowly get set it, and you're not in anyone's fucking way.
Mm-hmm.
You would cut time in half.
Yeah. That brings me to take number 3 perfectly, and thank you for that. When boarding, they always call out the special groups that can get on the airplane first.
Mm-hmm.
And I noticed for the first time as I was waiting to board that they said, all military and first responders, thank you for your service. You are welcome to board. And I'm thinking, is that some sort of perk that you get to get on this tight, cramped airplane and spend 10 more minutes with your knees locking up in a seat that's half as big as the one you were just sitting on in the gate? Is that a reward? Hey,
Yeah.
if you want to stare at the headrest for 15 minutes longer than you were going to on this flight, why don't you get on first? Hey, if you want to get up 1 to 2 times when someone in your row has to squeeze past you, why don't you get on first? Thank you for risking your life for this country. You are now welcome to get on this claustrophobic tube before
Right.
everyone.
Right.
What kind of gift is that? What kind of perk is that? I like to board as late as possible. My bag's already underneath the airplane. I don't need that
Yeah.
overhead.
Yeah.
I want to be on the airplane for as least amount of time as possible.
That's it. Yeah, that I get that. If you change the setup to what I'm saying, it wouldn't even be an issue.
Yes. You have
Back to front, dude.
right. You got any flights coming up this summer?
No. We're trying to plan a trip the end of summer to go back to Maui, but we have nothing on the books.
Let me try to do this take from memory. I had Chipotle yesterday.
Oh shit. Literally. Why would you go there?
Because Chipotle is Las Vegas.
Okay.
When I was younger, I used to love going to Las Vegas because I didn't know any better and because my body could tolerate anything and bounce back from everything. And then as I got older, those Vegas trips started to take more and more out of me. And if you've ever been to Vegas past the age of 25, 30, you know that the drive out there is euphoric. You're super excited. And the drive back, you are swearing to God and country and everyone in your phone contacts list that you're calling, I will never go back to Las Vegas again.
Yeah.
Ever. Everyone has that same feeling when they leave Vegas. They say they will never come back because it's the worst.
Mm-hmm.
And then what happens? Enough time goes by that you forget how bad it is and you get back into that excited mode. So yesterday after church, we went out for lunch to this parking lot that's got a bunch of different restaurants in it. And I saw Chipotle and I said, boy, that sounds good. And my wife said to me, Chipotle, you always forget how bad it is, but you're gonna regret this. So I stood in line. I watched them make my stupid burrito on that assembly line, pour in all those water beans and the chewy meat and the wilted lettuce, wrap it up. And they've been in business, 20 years? They can't figure out how to wrap a burrito. It's always spilling out. It's always getting every bag soaking wet that you bring back in your car. And then you eat it, and bite by bite, you just realize this is so bad. And you start to remember why you hate it. And then you really start to remember the worst thing is you're in for 5, 6, 7 hours of absolute
Death and destruction.
Holy hell. You are putting your septic tank limits to the test.
Chipotle should come with a book of matches in your bag, just in case you didn't have one next to your John when you get home.
Right.
Just so you can do the whole house a favor and mask your Chipotle with some smoky wood sticks, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah. Yeah.
Put that in your memory book, dude.
Bank that in your memory books. But that place never fails to empty you out beyond anything that you thought was possible. It's like, when is this going to end?
Chipotle guy, for sure, is Coors Light guy.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
That's where Coors Light guy goes to get his burrito. 100%. And look, Coors Light guy this weekend went and got his burrito at Chipotle.
Yeah.
How many good Mexican food places in Fullerton did you drive by to go to Chipotle?
Right. Now, that brings me to my next question for you is, what is Chipotle? It's not Mexican.
No.
It's not American. It's not Tex-Mex. What is it?
It's a ripoff.
That's the other thing, too, is you're always
No,
paying...
not the price.
Okay. Well, the price sucks, too.
The price probably does suck. Everything does now. It's a ripoff. You've been to Isla Vista, UC Santa Barbara.
Yeah.
There's a restaurant there. Whatever. It's famous with the college kids.
Freebirds?
They invented that cafeteria, wait in line, dump it in the biggest burrito. And Chipotle took that, ripped it off, and made it a corporate chain. So what it is it's a ripoff of a wannabe Mexican burrito in a college town.
Yeah.
So you get what you pay for, kids.
Yeah.
Place is trash.
It really is.
It's trash.
I'm still hurt.
You might as well go to Taco Bell, dude. Fuck Chipotle.
Yeah. Yeah. I got this text from Alexis.
By the way, is there even Chipotle like seasoning or like Chipotle peppers in anything there? Because I don't think there is.
It's a great point. They named it after a taste that they don't put into their
Name
food.
a Chipotle taste at that place. There is none.
I wanted to read YouTube comments. They're all on my computer that died. And
You can get them on your phone.
I'm not going to do that because guess what? My phone's on 2%.
Oh, my God. Well, here's my golf take that happened not this last weekend, but I think the weekend prior. Everyone made a big deal about Keegan Bradley, the new captain of the Ryder Cup team, winning, right?
Over Tommy Fleetwood.
A
couple weeks ago at the Travelers.
And I didn't watch. I saw the highlights, and I saw the decorum on the 18th green. Him winning, being a Ryder Cup captain, winning, and in the fashion he won, and then in the way he celebrated that victory, is a pure representation of everything that's wrong with golf now.
Oh, wow.
And it just shows that Fleetwood had it essentially in the bag, and he stumbled. And yes, Keegan made that putt, but throughout golf history, those type of wins it's always an unwritten rule that you don't over-celebrate someone's demise. It'd be one thing if he truly did snatch that from Tommy, but Tommy stumbled into the clubhouse.
He choked.
And Keegan capitalized after getting a read from the guy. So not only did he get a read from him, and then he celebrated like he got his first hole in one. And the jockey chest bump, like overreaction. Meanwhile, Tommy's sitting there with his tail up his ass, just like, and then he finally like calms down, like, oh. And the reason why I'm right is because even in that moment when Keegan couldn't control his emotions, and I know everyone's going to be like, oh, you don't know what it's like to play on that stage or what it's like to win a big thing or all the pressure. Fuck off, dude. Even in that moment, he knew when it was time to shake the other bloke's hand that he tightened his shit up. So even subconsciously, he knew to be like, oh, sorry, let me take my hat off and calm down for a second and go. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, that is everything that's wrong. Call me an old head. Call me a hater. Call me a gatekeeper. Thank you very much. I appreciate all of that because it's true.
You know what's funny?
These kids are fucking kooks. And acting like that to win was so fucking extra.
Yeah.
It's like you're a grown man. You're a millionaire, dude. You're the captain of the Ryder Cup, and you're going to act like
it's the TGL.
Which, by the way, as time has gone on, the Ryder Cup
Don't.
and the celebrations and all the bullshit, that's big firework guy, Coors Light guy vibes.
Okay. I have two things to look forward to the rest of the year, and that is the British Open and the Ryder Cup. Don't
Yeah.
take this away from me.
Just Ryder Cup. I
Also-
get it. I give them somewhat of a hall pass. I'm just saying, as I get older, I'm liking it less and less.
Okay. But we're winding the show down, and I only have two things left. One of them is I really thought when you wound up and said, and for all those people who are going to say, you don't know what it's like to win on that stage, I thought you were going to relate it to, well, I've done some surf heats where I've won at the expense of someone else falling off their board, or give some real life anecdote to how you could relate to that. But instead you said, and for all those people who are going to say, I don't know what it's like to win, F off.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's the dismount. Just F off.
I mean, there's the right way to do it and the wrong way, and you know what's right and wrong, but people want to make excuses for these pros these days. You see it online all the time. People sticking up for even Wyndham Clark. There was some guy who like gave this long fucking, spiel about how like, and it's that very same reason, like, I like this passion. This shows that he cares about it. And it's like, dude, threw a temper tantrum, destroyed property.
Yeah.
Of a club he's not a member at. Fuck you.
Right.
Don't give a fuck how much pressure you have, pal.
A couple of weeks ago, we drafted our team, our foursome of the most unlikable golfers of all time. There were three of us participating in the draft, Thomas Wright and you, myself. And considering we were each only drafting 4 people, that only let 12 players come off of the board. And we probably had a list of 40 to 50 guys we were considering. And we got a lot of YouTube comments and reactions from it, which is awesome and great. And people were drafting their own teams. But a lot of people saying, oh, you totally missed on this guy. You totally missed on that guy. There were only 12 people we could pick.
Yeah.
Of course, we missed on a lot of guys.
Right.
Like Bubba Watson and Tyrrell Hatton and Colin Montgomery and Kevin Na. We know we missed on a lot of guys. That's what makes it fun, is you really have to hone in on the person that you want to pick, because you only get to pick 4.
Right.
Otherwise, we would have just read the list and it would have been a segment and not a show.
Yeah, well, but it's all fun and games.
Fun and games, indeed. Speaking of fun and games, this was our first time attempting to record from a new spot and record on video. And I didn't plug anything in. So my phone died, computer 1 died, and then computer 2, which we're recording into, died as well. So if there's a major...
Dead.
A major dead? A major...
Dead.
There's a major dead spot in this, or a jump cut. It's because I was very ill prepared today. Luckily,
Whoa, they're sitting in different positions.
Well, your hair's different.
I know. I did a little shower, as old John Houck would have said.
Now I got to edit that out on video.
Yeah, well, you love to see it.
And you incriminated my dad with originating that phrase. Love you, Dad. Okay, let's wrap the show by saying thank you so much for listening. We appreciate it. If you watched this on YouTube, it means that I figured out how to stitch the video together. Everyone's been asking for video. I think it was kind of boring, but hopefully you enjoyed seeing how the magic was made, or in this case, how the magic was fumbled time and time again by yours truly not plugging anything in. That is going to do it for us. We will talk to you.
End of story.
Next Monday.